During my first 2 pregnancies, I frequently struggled with peeing my pants. Today, I'm going to let you in on and guide you through my top 15 moves that have helped me have more confidence in my pelvic floor than I did an entire decade ago. Your pelvic floor is so important to train deliberately during pregnancy because it supports your rectum, your vagina, your bladder, your uterus, and your small intestine. As your uterus continues to expand and grow to house and protect your baby, the pressure becomes increasingly strong as it compresses and smushes against your bladder and your bladder neck. This is the workout you need if you have been struggling with any incontinence, if you want to prevent prolapse symptoms or maintain where you're at as far as prolapse from previous pregnancies. This workout is for you. We are going to start with down regulation of your nervous system and thoracic release. I want you to bring your hands right behind your head with me so that fingers are interlaced. Rotate your thoracic spine, your upper back, and then this back arm is going to just reach behind the hips as your gaze goes behind you. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Fingers interlaced behind you, release your back hand, gaze follows, and hook these back fingers around your hips. Fingers interlaced, rotate your torso 180 degrees. Let go of that back hand and hook on the hip. We're going to keep going like this. And next, meet me with legs nice and wide, hands pointed out in L position. We're going to drop your shoulder down. This is releasing tension if you have a overly tight hypertonic pelvic floor, because we want your hammock to be long and strong. We don't want it to be overly tight, like a little kid's trampoline where you can't really get any bounce and it's too small, too shortened, too tight. This can result in symptoms that I call the ABCs. A is for around intimacy. If you feel nervousness upon entry because you feel overly tight, or P, escapes when it does not have permission to, or B, if you have trouble with bowel movements, meaning constipation more than once per week, or trouble completing the job when you're on the toilet, or if you have issues with C. C stands for chronic posture problems or chronic back pain. These can be symptoms of a hypertonic, meaning overly tight pelvic floor. We're going to do one more release here. So want legs as wide as your mat and arch your back up. Now make it into a shallow bowl and gaze comes up. Arch like you're lifting the center of a tent. The middle of your spine is lifting up, being drawn up with the string towards the ceiling. Now create a big bowl that I could pour water into your back. You could get a hypertonic accidentally, unknowingly, if your job necessitates that you hold your urine or you can't defecate for a while, or even just in regular motherhood. This definitely pertains to me when I was a female in the Army. Meet me down on your knees, because women don't have the convenience or privacy to necessarily go to the bathroom when they need to. Bring the front of your pubic bone and draw in and up towards your vagina. We're going to do this on a breath. So when you inhale with me, and on the exhale, think of drawing your pubic bone closer towards your vagina. You're leaning forward just slightly on your hands, not putting a lot of pressure here, and relax. Inhale, big belly, and exhale. Lifting pubic bone and drawing it towards the vagina, away from the mat. And relax. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up, 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 as if you're lifting a marble off the mat with your vagina. Relax. Inhale. And exhale, lift. This next one, we're working on the back part of your pelvic floor. I want you to lean back on your hands and think about drawing your tailbone, your anus in and up. So inhale and exhale, pull your anus in. Completely relax. Inhale and exhale. You're lifting your anus in and up without clenching butt cheeks. Inhale. Exhale, lift. As you blow out, you're drawing inward. This feels hard to feel at first. Know that proprioception develops over time. Inhale. If you commit to doing this workout once per week, your proprioception is going to improve so much over the course of pregnancy so that you can stop leaking. So I want your body much more upright here. We're going to do 10 counts. So inhale, exhale. Now let's be actually tangible. You can put your hand, reach as far as you can under your pelvic floor hammock, and let's inhale. Inhale is relax. Exhale, draw in and up. With your fingertips, you can feel a drawing in sensation and a tightening of your pelvic floor. Now completely relax. Inhale. Exhale. Cinch. Tighten, lift it away from your mat. Your fingertips can feel some tightening going on. And release. Now think about this as synergistically. We work the front, we work the back. Now we're working both at the same time. Inhale. Release. Allow that hand to drop down. Now imagine a bouncy ball, like a little racket ball that has the string on it that bounces on the floor. Bing, bing, bing. We're going to cinch and grab with your pelvic floor. This doesn't need to be incongruent with your breathing. I just want you to think about you're bouncing a little tiny bouncy ball that your child brought home from the dentist's office. Don't you love those treasure box items that just end up as clutter on the floor that you find yourself picking up and occasionally sneaking in the trash? So we're bounce, grab, bounce, grab, bounce, grab. I really liked it in this just more upright position. I'm not completely leaned forward, but I taught you all three positions so you can see where you can feel the best. A lot of women like it in this recline position, especially into third trimester. I am headed into 13 weeks right now with baby number 5, but as my baby belly grows, I will probably choose this recline position more often. So cinch, drop, cinch, drop, cinch, drop. Working your fast reflexes. No one can see what you're doing. This doesn't look impressive, but your pelvic floor and your confidence when you sneeze, when you cough, will thank you. Next, meet me over at a couch or bed or recliner, anything that's sturdy. If you're at a gym, you can use the side. And we're going into bridges, so hands behind your head. And your legs and torso are coming up to be parallel with the ceiling. If this feels like your hamstrings are dominating the show, it's likely because they are too far away from your couch. So pull your heels closer to your couch. You may be wondering, Ash, this is training my posterior chain. Low back, glute, a little bit of hamstrings. Yes, it is. However, it's proven to be 56% more effective than Kegels alone. So this is why I absolutely consistently incorporate these into my routines, and you'll see bridges of all different variations in all of my GlowBodyPT programs because they really work for your pelvic floor as well as for shaping and lifting your rear. Next, we're going to be in a bridge hold doing pelvic floor lifts. So Meet me up here as high as you can. Imagine an apple underneath your chin, which is going to prevent hyperextension of the back. And I'm going to inhale and exhale. Pulling pelvic floor in and up. I like to imagine a zipper from the vagina to zip it inside of me all the way up, and relax your pelvic floor without relaxing the bridge. Inhale. I want to see a belly breath. Exhale. With zipper up, 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 up. Your elevator is rising one floor at a time. Your pelvic floor is tense. It is turned on. And relax. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 15 more seconds here. Lift it up. I know that you're sagging a little bit. And release. Inhale. And rest that out for a couple of seconds. Last one in our bridge position are bridge pulses. This is where we are cinching, cinching, cinching. We're also going to incorporate squeezing the glutes here. So cinch, relax, cinch, relax. This is just about a fist width distance, up and down. It's a micro movement. Give me a self-check. Glance down at your knees. Ensure that they are shoulder width distance apart. And your toes aren't bowing inward or knees aren't falling inward. We don't need any of that, any knee valgus. Our knees are facing directly forward. Our hips are stable. A lot of women struggle with one side of the hip being stronger than the other. This leads to hip instability. So do a self-check. If I were to put a broom across my pelvis, would it be balanced on both sides? That's what I want from you. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, relax. On the floor in a clamshell position, side lying. You can support your head with your hand. We're going to open knee up, abducting the hip as far open as possible. Now, this may feel great for you where you're at with your hip stability and your range of motion and the strength of your gluteus medius, but if you're more advanced, I'd like you to hover and open up like this, imagining that your feet are stacked, that the top leg is not allowed to get easy and drift forward. It's staying stacked up on top of the lower leg. These exercises right here, as well as the L's that I'm about to teach you, are 25% more effective than Kegels alone. So you are training your pelvic floor in so many different functional ways, so that if your pelvic floor is less like that little kid tight short jump trampoline that has no bounce, and it's more like really large and saggy because you've had lots of heavy babies and either vaginal births or C-section births, it's still like carrying a baby ball for 9+ months. It puts a lot of pressure. This is strengthening, toning your pelvic floor. Lift your leg up as high as you can, point your toe, come down, and drive it forward like a capital L, as far forward as you can go. And pointy toe, come up. Drive it all the way forward, keeping the same distance away from the floor. Bring leg behind you and straight up. You're easily cheating a little bit out of this move if you only bring the leg to here and you don't bring it all the way straight and come up. It's going to improve your hip stability as well. Nothing can prevent pelvic girdle pain or SPD, symphysis pubis dysfunction, but having a stable pelvis is always good and healthy for us women. Switching sides and get ready for your clamshells. I'm going to start with feet stacked to know that they're in the correct position. Your chest isn't leaning forward, it's directly in line with your feet. And if you're a bit more advanced, I'd like you to come up to the hover position for a full hip abduction. So So during pregnancy, I like to think of your pelvic floor muscles as the lifters on a cheer squad. Like there's just a few of them, but they're so important. But imagine if one of the light, skinny jumpers has gained an exponential amount of weight, and she's also got significantly larger. This is your uterus. It is growing so much bigger than it used to be and so much heavier. So the cheer team lifters at the bottom, your pelvic floor muscles that are trying so desperately to support your vagina, rectum, your small intestine, your bladder, they're now under a lot of stress. And what happens is your uterus will push up against your other pelvic organs. Get ready for your L. We're relaxing right here. Toes will be pointed. And when your uterus pushes against your bladder, your rectum, your vagina, lift all the way up, those organs can bear on and lean on. Imagine your toddlers leaning on you from both sides and press on the vagina, causing downward pressure and sometimes even a bulge. This can lead to pelvic organ prolapse of one or more types. And the exercises that we are doing today, that you are doing right now, you're helping prevent pelvic organ prolapse from happening so that those cheer team lifters down at the bottom, they can work like a strong team. They're working synergistically. Their hands are strong. Their muscles are training to better be able to manage the load that comes with an extremely heavy uterus during pregnancy. And pelvic organ prolapse can also happen during your labor and delivery. It can happen postpartum if you jump the gun and you start exercising too soon. If you enjoy my programs, do the 12-week post-pregnancy plan because I coach you through everything postpartum. It's the only thing I would ever do. And I know that works. That's why I do it for myself. Lay with me flat on your back. We're doing slow counts. So take one hand, put it on your pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale, lift up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Completely relax. If you're like, Ashley, I cannot hold it more than 2 seconds, don't worry. I'm going to teach you. You're going to get there. Inhale. Feel with your fingers. Exhale. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Completely relax. Inhale. Exhale. Lifting your elevator in and up. We're doing this for a 10 count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. You should feel the tension change with your fingers on your pelvic floor. Next, we're working on those fast twitch muscle fibers in this position, which I really like. It's very beginner friendly. If you couldn't feel it kneeling, this is the position for you. So we're going to go cinch, cinch, cinch. You have that bouncy ball. Now bouncing off the wall, you're grabbing it, release. Grab the ball, release. Pull in, drop it. When you keep going here, you can use your fingers like you see me doing here, or you may feel like, nope, actually, I've got it. I can let go now and I can just lie down into the rest of the world. It looks like you are doing nothing. But the cheer team down at the bottom, they're like, yes, we're getting so strong, so confident, so functional and fast and agile. So when a little pee starts coming, when you start sneezing and coughing, you can cinch in and up because your pelvic floor has practiced this. And then usually the rest of your day, your pelvic floor should be pretty relaxed. Three more seconds here. Cinch, release, cinch, release. Now spread your legs nice and wide. Give me frogger position. And we're doing bridges from this wide butterfly position all the way up and come down to hover. And just breathe normally here. I like to exhale at the top, however, it's not required. Please do not worry about being flat on your back for just 3 minutes, as you may need to be at an OB appointment or at the dental hygienist, because this isn't enough time for the vena cava to get compressed by the weight of your uterus. And you would certainly have many symptoms. You would feel a little dizziness or be seeing stars. You could feel nauseous or like you're about to black out. You're not going to harm your baby by laying on your back just for a couple minutes for these key pelvic floor exercises. Draw up and away. Drive up. And meet me in Frogger position. This is going to be the final release for your pelvic floor. So come out to the side, and I just want arms to kind of collapse in front of you, and we're going to release down. If you feel any pressure, and this is something that you may choose to use in the bedroom as well, and when you think about reaching pelvic floor behind you, if you're like, oh, my stomach feels this pressure, pillows are your friend, okay? So you can just put this pillow down and allow your stomach to completely relax as you drive pelvic floor back. I want to talk to you about your bathroom habits. No trying to urge and rush your pee out. For your bowel movements, you need to be eating plenty of berries or apples, pears, fruits with their skin on, vegetables such as carrots, broccoli, your beans, lentils, nuts, and seeds are going to help you have regular bowel movements so you're not bearing down and, again, potentially making your situation worse for prolapse. And you can come out of that. Congratulations. If you found this routine helpful, you need to go to my website right now, GlowBodyPT.com, and snag my free prenatal training program. This is click and go, follow along videos that coach you through your pregnancy week by week so you always know that what you are doing is safe for your week and trimester of pregnancy and that you are deliberately training your body for labor and delivery and for an accelerated postpartum recovery because you took such outstanding care of your baby and yourself during your pregnancy. Be sure to like this video on YouTube so that other women can actually find it, and leave me a comment. Tell me how many weeks along you are in this pregnancy. I'd love to know what number baby you are expecting to add to your family. I am Ashley Keller. I'm so grateful to have you here. It is an honor and a responsibility that I do not take lightly, and thank you for choosing me to be your coach. Bye, ladies.